I swear an oath to you, dark demon Icarus. From here on out, I shall serve you. After I sacrifice this goat, will I be yours? Wait a minute. Hold on a second, Icarus. I have a Muppets Lord of the Rings thing to do. Sorry. I'll be right back. That is embarrassing. Well, hello. Merry Christmas to you all. Whether you worship the dark demon Icarus or whatever else, I wish you the best holidays. And we are going to be continuing The Muppets, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Well, we're going to be starting the Lord of the Rings, Muppets, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. You get what I mean. But I've really loved this project. I wish I could do it again. I just wish I could actually do this. You know, I mean, I wish I could get through all the legality problems and copyright issues and make this, like, and also just the budgetary thing too, and just not having all the Muppets. But as you might notice, I got a little bit of Christmas decorations up. There's some also in the kitchen and the living room. I'd show them to you all, but I mean, I just don't want to drag it around. I want to get started here as soon as we hit the 5-minute mark. But first, I did want to state my opinion of the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers film, because we are doing this off the film. There's no way we're doing the books. That's crazy. I don't understand how anyone could possibly want to do the film. I mean, the book, sorry. Actually, I'm going to just check here. I want to make sure you all are here. And these videos are for, like, if you're in a car or something, you can listen to it and, yeah, enjoy it. It's like long car rides, Christmas time coming around. Listen to this in the car. And if you don't like this part, you can skip. This is just the introduction. It's 5 minute, but it stops at the 5-minute mark. But The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers is a masterpiece. It is one of the greatest films I've ever watched. I think it almost reaches the level of The Return of the King. It's when Lord of the Rings really started getting perfect. Like, Fellowship of the Rings was already incredibly good, and then The Two Towers came out, and there wasn't even really that much to say against it. I don't have much to say against it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the fake out with Aragorn's death, I guess. But you'll hear people on the internet complain about the Lord of the Rings movies, but yeah, it's just so many eyes on it. I feel like the same thing would happen to Citizen Kane if enough eyes were on it, like, all the time. But we're going to get started here at the 5-minute mark. But I am excited for this. I do love the Muppets. I think they're hilarious. You know, they don't even have always the best jokes, but all of their jokes make me laugh. And I like, they'll be the corniest joke. It won't even be that funny, and I'll still laugh because it's Muppets doing it. That's the thing. They really found the formula. Just get puppets, and it will be funny. But I think for this one, we're going to be following Rolf and Gonzo. I can't resist. I know I didn't do that with the Star Wars series. I kind of followed only one character, but I wanted to do it for Lord of the Rings. I was like, nah, for Lord of the Rings, we can go ahead. Also, we got to see what Rolf's doing and the others are doing. And this probably will take us 2 hours, if not more. I'm hoping it's only 2 hours. I don't think that the Muppets Lord of the Rings should ever overstay its welcome. And if you're worried about this, which I really see this more as a listening thing than a visual thing, but if you don't like the look of all of this, here's my suggestion. Wait just a second. I'm going to put up the Gemini thing. It's not that big of a deal. I'm sorry. Like, it's, I know it's not the best visual wise, this look, but it's only for like a second, and then we're on Gemini. So I'm like, who cares? I don't know. This is the only thing I can shoot it off of. This is the only way to do live for me. I'm not a fancy smanchy YouTuber. I'm just Seth. But I have an important mission to finally give the Muppets Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, to the entire world, because we've all been waiting for it. And I'm going to do my best to do it right. Let us begin. Okay. So can everyone see me? Just want to make sure I'm not black screen. I'm sure I'm black screen right now. Can all of you see me? I think you can. It's not showing up on, there it is. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Last time we had a blizzard, it all went black and there was weird stuff going on. So I hope that doesn't happen this time. It isn't really a blizzard out there. They were really calling for a lot of snow. Hasn't happened yet, but I hopefully it doesn't, so that we can do this. But we're going to begin. I'm going to just begin, and I'm going to tell AI, hey, AI, actually, for the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Muppet version, I'd like, let's put some dots so it knows I stopped. I'd like to do the viewpoints of a few more characters. So now, let's do Rolf. You'll be following his storyline. You can feel free to use any dog powers. Okay, so I should say, you will need to address this story as if you were Rolf the Dog. Also, you have dog powers now. You can use on this journey. Let's go. Oh, I'll just ask any questions, actually. Let me just make sure it knows what's going on. Any questions? Rolf, ready to ride! Let me just make sure it's got it. Says, nope, no questions, partner. I'm ready to hang up the pipe for a while and get my paws dirty. It sounds like Kermit and Fozzie have already taken off on the solo path. Good on him, but my job ain't done. I've got a pair of Muppets to rescue. All right, let's go. Those nasty gloats, Urukai. All right, let's get the gloats. For those of you who don't know, gloats are like old monster Muppets that exist. I really tried to read into the lore of Muppets. It's very deep and has some dark places, but I went there. There was coffee ads. Okay, well let's continue. Oh, you set off. Beaker, Honeydew, asks you if you can do this. You admit that your old nose isn't what it used, that your mind may not be what it used to be. But this old nose never fails. The three of you run and run. There is around 30 shots of you running. And this is obviously a joke, of course, because of how many running shots there are in the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. But but just for the record, I actually do like those shots a lot. I love the nature shots. I wish Marvel did more nature shots. I really do. It really gets you into the atmosphere. There's around 30 shots of you running. Honeydew comes up with an invention. Beaker, he says. No, be more calm. Beaker, he says, I have created an invention that I hope will get us there quicker. I call it the pogo stick. This could be the new thing. Imagine how quicker you would rock. How much quicker you would go if you could bounce to any location. It saves so many steps. I'm telling you, Beaker, this is going to replace walking. I wonder if that's what the person who created the pogo stick thought to himself. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Oh man, people aren't even going to be walking anymore. They're going to be hopping around any location they want to go to. This is going to change everything. I'd love to think that was what the guy that invented the pogo stick thought to himself. Imagine how quicker you would go if you could save so many steps. Walking will be a thing of the past. Honeydew tries to get on, but fails. I think we all feel that, don't we? Beaker tries, but accidentally pushes the rocket. Pushes the rocket option. And is hurtled into the sky. Oh dear, says Honeydew. What is your plan? Okay, I'm just saying, Beaker will be fine. What is your plan? See what it'll do. I'm going to try to keep this story, though, pretty much as it is in the original Lord of the Rings. Rolf stops, slightly winded, wiping a bit of sweat from his brow with a paw. He watches Beaker disappear into the sky with a high-pitched meep and a rocket whoosh, then look at Bunsen Honeydew, who is staring forlornly at the broken pogo stick invention. Hold it right there, Bunsen. That contraption of yours might be the future of transportation, but right now it's just a distraction. We ain't got time for physics, partner. We got Gonzo and Rizzo to catch. I know those glokes are fast, but they're burdened by 2 prisoners. They're heading northwest, and they're not slowing down. The sense of those nasty glokes is strong, but I can still pick up a faint whiff of chicken feathers and pizza grease. I give a determined bark and keep running. All right. Bark! Bark! You go. Then you see them. A horde of riders. They approach you. You, at first, want to hide, but then decide to stay seen. You are not afraid. The riders surround you. They are led by Eomor. And I think we all know who Eomor should be. Does anyone doubt that Eomor should be Scooter? I just feel like Scooter would be the perfect Eomor. I'm going with it, guys. I think that I can't imagine a better Eomor than Scooter. He points his sword at you. Beaker falls down from the sky. He is freezing cold. A penguin falls out of his pants, as they would. I guess he was up in the North Pole or something, but I feel like that's a thing. There would be alien penguins, wouldn't there? You stand at attention. What will you do against all these riders with swords drawn at you? All right, let's see what Rolf will do. Confrontation with the riders. Rolf stands his ground, his tail held level, not tucked. I refuse to hide. We're on a vital mission, and I need information, not a fight. I have to be confident. I take a deep breath. Bark! Hold it right there, fellas! I'm Rolf, and listen, we are not enemies. We are travelers on urgent business, tracking a band of creatures that passed this way recently. Tell me, have you seen a pack of monstrous-looking thugs, the Gloats, carrying two smaller puppets? One smells strongly of chicken feathers and bad jokes, the other of pizza grease and frustration. Don't we all? Pizza grease and frustration. That is so me. They passed through here not long ago. We are part of the fellowship, Scooter. Our friends were taken. Time is short, and my friends need rescuing. Scooter looks down at the three of you. Strange. I don't know how to do his voice. Strange company, he says. A dog? And two whatevers. And two weasels. No, they're people. Two people. Two colored people. Sorry. Two people. I mean, they're green and orange, though. So. Dog and two people. Our Lord Theoden, and I'm going with, I won't reveal that yet, has gone mad. He has banished me from the kingdom. I didn't get his coffee order right. If you need help, I should kill you, but I feel sorry for you. We burned some orcs, some gloats, over by the forest. We left no one alive. Good luck finding your friends. Scooter and company. I think there's a train going by. Ride off. And I am shortening dialogue just because I do want to get this done in 2 hours and I don't want to take up anyone's too much time. You continue, Then we don't have a moment to lose, says Rolf. Bark, bark! You continue running. Finally, you come to the gloat pile. And then there's a whole bunch of like beheaded gloats. Gloats with their innards pulled out. Can I say that? Sure, why not? It is a horrible sight. No! You scream. You kick a helmet. The helmet flies far. And then you sniff something. You are picking up the scent. This way, you yell. Beaker and Honeydew follow you. You continue sniffing. Pizza grease. You say. Someone peed here. You say. And then you realize your friends have gone into the forest. Do you head in? And what do you find in there? All right. Let's hope it doesn't come up with anything too goofy to find. Following the scent into Fangorn. Rolf's heart pounds a frantic rhythm against his ribs. I drop my nose to the ashes, pizza grease, and yes, the faint scent of Gonzo's cheap cologne and the specific odor of Rizzo's anxiety sweat. The sin is faint, but it's there. And the pee smell, that's a marking, a way to signal. No time for staring at carnage. Yes, I head into the forest. They didn't burn them all. My nose tells me they're in here. Them Muppets getting themselves into deeper trouble. I dart into the shadowy trees. All right, it's going to come up with, yeah, I was afraid. Oh, it's going to try to say Treebeard's in there. Okay, so we're just going to say, but it is not Treebeard. This was an illusion of the forest. That's why you don't give AI too much power. Because I should be in control. This was the illusion of the forest. And here's another one. You see a man approaching. He is surrounded in bright light. Beaker throws his rubber chicken. And Honeydew tries to fire his gun. But the rubber chicken is vanished. And the gun bullet has no effect on the white light. And then the figure emerges. Gandalf! You shout. Indeed it is. Gandalf is alive. Oh, so if for some reason the people watching this have never watched The Lord of the Rings, I'm sure this is a huge twist for them, that Gandalf actually survives the first movie. So I just your jaws can drop right now is what I'm saying. Gandalf is alive. How did you survive? You ask. Was it my pogo stick technology? Ask Honeydew. Did you have a balloon? You ask. Sorry, I gave his voice. I was going to try to do meat, but that doesn't make sense. You ask. Meep, meep, says Beaker. Always one to give us some beautiful quotes, Beaker. I don't care how many times Beaker says meep. I will always laugh at it till the end of my days, probably. Beaker. No, says Gandalf. I was brought back by the director, who says I'm the only big name star in this broken picture, and they were going to give me a lot of money to be in this. And they're going to give me a lot of money to be in this. So, let's go. So, so you head off with Gandalf to Rohan. Again, we're trying to hurry. What? How do you all break in? I think I can safely do that. How do you all break in? Okay. And by the way, if any one of you were wondering, I do believe Ian McKellen will be coming back as Gandalf. Even if it has to be AI, we'll forgive the morality questions and just say, you know what? Ian McKellen's the only one who can play Gandalf. I do admit it's hard to imagine anyone else playing Gandalf, even though it's really an easy role to take. All you gotta do, I could do Gandalf, just put on a white beard. I'd fall for it. For the longest period of time, I thought the actor that played Dumbledore was the same as the actor who played Gandalf. I was very young, though, in my defense. Rolf stares slack-jawed. Gandalf, old friend! I thought you were a goner, swallowed up by a cookie-crazed beast. Welcome back, partner. We sure could have used that director's cut about 100 miles ago. Yeah, well, Ian McKellen has a lot of projects he does. We are heading to Edoras, the main hall of Rohan, where we know Scooter said King Theoden has gone mad. We need to enter Edoras, looking harmless, perhaps. We will pose as a traveling troupe of musicians and caretakers, seeking lodging and a place to perform for the king to lift his spirit. Gandalf will wear his gray robes, but act like a slightly eccentric but harmless old conductor. I will carry my trusty banjo and wear my hat. Bunsen Honeydew will carry his laser gun. I'm sure that wouldn't cause any alarms in the city of Rohan if a person came in with a device that hasn't even been made yet. Wear a ridiculous, overly large feathered hat, that's Beaker, and carry his bow. As we approach the heavily fortified gates, I will step forward and use my dog charm ability. The ability to look soulful and entirely trustworthy. Yeah, that's good. And I think that's actually really a power, because I think they've proven that scientifically that dogs will manipulate us into giving them food, so they look they actually really know how to do it. Cats too. They figured out how to fool us into giving them food. They'll pretend to be like our babies. It's weird. I mean, it's not that weird. I think that's all. I think we all figured that out. But it's the way it's done, though, is actually a little weird. It's legit, they copy vocal patterns and stuff. It's mimicking. If the guards hesitate, I will immediately strike up a slightly mournful tune on my banjo. By the way, I was thinking about doing music because, of course, even the books are musical, and the movies do a good job kind of incorporating that a little bit without taking away from the seriousness of the mood. I did think they did about as good of a job as they could. I'm honestly kind of surprised how many songs got in, even taking out of account the extended edition. The extended edition has a lot more, but even the irregular version will put way more songs in than I thought. The reason why I didn't do it in this is because I didn't really want to. If this was a real movie, I would, but we're crunched for time. I'm going to try to get this part done in 45 to 50 minutes. So yeah, we got to hurry. Dr. Teeth. Dr. Teeth, that's right, Theoden does not look impressed. In the main hall, he was rock star of Middle-earth for a while. Used to be with all the girls. Hobbits, orcs, Balrogs, dragons. I mean, they can talk. Although I guess the Balrogs can. Okay, I'll take out the Balrogs. I mean, this is gonna. I don't want to get into any weird subjects, but if they can talk and they can communicate with us, then is it okay to marry them and have relations? Could I marry a dragon if it could talk? I mean, what if I didn't do anything? What if it was just for the love? What if I was in love with the dragon's mind? I'll let you all think about that, Maybe don't be so prejudiced against dragons. feel like we don't, I feel like we don't have enough dragon representation in movies right now. We need more dragons in every movie. Every movie needs a dragon. I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. You all can be offended if you want. It's something I truly believe. And elves. Besides Dr. Teeth is Wormtongue, who can only be played by the one, the only Uncle Deadly. I love Uncle Deadly. I mean, he's not like the most popular character. I didn't get his name right? Oh, I hope so. It's Uncle Deadly, right? Uncle Deadly is... Yeah. Uncle Deadly. Yeah, I'm going to assume it is. Well, I love Uncle Deadly. It's the gray guy, the dragon-like looking guy. I always found him. He used to be like the Phantom of the Muppet Gang. It was really weird. He's like the Phantom of the Opera, sort of, they were going for. But he ended up being just a standard villain. I love him. I think he's such a great character. He stands out somehow. I don't know why. And now he's like an assistant for Miss Piggy, I think. His character has been really crazy. And a girl now, and Ale, who will be played by a real human. So I know you all probably think to yourself, that's just because she's going to be played by a real human because you've ran out of Muppet girls. I mean, there's Janice and Miss Piggy, and that's it. But no, actually, there's plenty of characters. There's so many Muppets. There's like 1 billion Muppets. There's probably more Muppets in the Muppet Show than there is human beings on planet Earth. But the reason I went with a real human is because we haven't had as many real humans in this. Think about the only real human so far has been Gandalf and some background characters. There has to be real humans in a Muppet like a Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet whatever. There always has to be a real human, especially as one of the main characters. Because I was thinking like the pig, Annie Sue, or like Miss Mousy maybe, or even like, honestly, even that girl, the sister of Scooter, I thought about doing it, and I was like, no, I need some humans in this. And I just think bringing in the original actor, of course, to play her, because all the original actors are coming back for this. In fact, I imagine Elijah Woods and Sean Astin will be in the background in some scene. Very happy to be there. Real human. Dr. Teeth does not fall for your act. You are not magicians. You are not musicians, sorry. He says, you deserve to die. Yes, says Uncle Deadly. It is Uncle Deadly, and this is driving me crazy. Hold on. Uncle Deadly. Uncle Deadly, yeah, I'm right. Okay. I'm sorry. I just get so nervous that I'm wrong. I do look into this stuff every single time. It's just, I don't trust myself, even though I'm usually right. I'm always right, really. Okay, I'm not always right. I know I'm not always right. Says Uncle Deadly. Kill them! You are surrounded by guards. What do you do? All right, let's see what AI says it's going to do. Rolf's ears droop. I like that. His ears droop slightly. Dr. Teeth is a legendary rock star. A simple traveling minstrel act isn't going to fool him. The guards are closing in, and Uncle Diddley is cackling with glee. This is where diplomacy ends and our rough stuff begins. I have to act fast to disarm the guards and reach Dr. Teeth. I know Dr. Teeth is being controlled, so I drop my... I'm going to use sound to get him. I'm going to go... Gruff, woof, 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 woof. The hall vibrates with the unexpected sound. As our guards stumble, I shout to Gandalf, now, Gandalf, break the spell. No more conductor act. Beaker, use your agility. Get up high and throw your rubber chickens and then whatever else at Uncle Deadly's head. Don't let him interfere. With a powerful leap, I use my shoulders to tackle Uncle Deadly to the ground. That's enough out of you, creepy partner. You're the real problem here. Gandalf begins to exercise Dr. Teeth. His head spins around on his body. He begins to vomit. And he yells at Gandalf. I'll see you in Arcarus's lair. We're talking about Arcarus. We were worshipping Arcarus earlier. You know what? I'm just going to say, I'll see you in hell, Gandalf, says Dr. Teeth. But Gandalf, and this is also where I feel like that proof of like the fact that Gandalf's supposed to represent Jesus, because he's not Jesus. It's not really a representation, but he follows similar themes, like how Jesus would exorcise people. That's kind of where J.R. Tolkien was getting that from. But Gandalf uses his power, and soon Dr. Teeth is restored to his old rockin' out self. Good. Gandalf. He yells, and then he just looks at Eowyn. Eowyn, my love, and you, Deadly. Dr. Teeth grabs a hammer and begins to smack Uncle Deadly. Uncle Deadly makes a run for it, leaving the hall, leaving Rohan forever. He'll send reinforcements, says Rolf. Then we don't have a moment to waste, says Dr. Teeth. We must make to Helm's Deep. Yep, this is going to be where the big battle. We're going to have a lot of Muppets die in this battle at Helm's Deep. Says Dr. Teeth. To Helm's Deep. I'm saying it again. It's very important. Will you all head out? Okay, you all head out. And okay, I think I can. I don't want to give it to the AI too much power. You all head out. And what sort of stuff happens on the road? Nothing big, but something that shows your character. Yeah. Your character and the group's character. All right, let's see what it says. Oh man, I'd do anything to make a movie of this. This would be so cool. I guess we just have to use our imagination, though. I understand. All right. Rolf sighs with relief, rubbing his paw. The sonic bark worked, I guess. I think it was more the exorcism. It's a huge win. Reinforcements are bad news, especially the ones with high budgets. I bark, retrieving my banjo. Helm's Deep it is! Let's move, partners! The journey to Helm's Deep is frantic. We are rushing across the plains, the mood a mix of grim determination and post-exorcism adrenaline. Rolf, me, notices Bunsen struggling to keep up, his short legs and cumbersome laser sausaphone making the pace difficult. I slow my horse, ride alongside him, and strike up a quiet, upbeat banjo tune. This is where the song would come in. I do think there should be songs in a Muppet Lord of the Rings if there's time. I mean, I do get it. It's going to be difficult. I don't offer help, just unspoken encouragement and a reliable rhythm. Beaker is riding ahead, clinging precariously to his horse. He is silent for miles. Then suddenly he says something. Meep, meep, meep! Noises, and pointing wildly towards a distant ridge. He is trying to warn us of something. A change in the wind, a bird that flew too fast, or maybe a funny-looking cloud. Those three seem very different from each other. His character shows eternal anxiety. Despite my encouragement, Bunsen gets incredibly frustrated with his lack of speed. He stops, pulls out his laser saxophone, and begins frantically trying to install tiny jet-powered wheels onto his horse's hooves. Oh, I got it. Stop tinkering, partner. We gotta move, I say. While you are heading there, you say, boy, this walking's killing me. Let's get a cab. Let's get a cab. Immediately, a cab shows up and transports you to Helm's Deep. Yet you don't have the pay for it. So you end up being sent back to where you started. So that was completely pointless. That's what those cab drivers, if you don't pay them, they're taking you back, man. It don't matter. You could be a mother that's pregnant. They are sending you back. Being sent back to where you started. But you soon arrive at Helm's Deep anyways. Because you remembered you had coconuts with you. Yeah. Which always makes you go faster. Okay, I stole that from Monty Python. Yeah, if you don't know, they clap coconuts together to pretend to have, horses. So I'm not gonna send in the elves or anything. We're already at 42 minutes. I still have 2 storylines I've got to go on. Maybe I'll be able to get it done super fast. I don't know. I don't want to risk that. I wanted to get this done in at least 50 minutes was kind of the idea. Soon, you arrive at Helm's Deep. As you are standing there, you all have a moment to reflect on your journey. And then the gloats arrive. So I imagine here, if we actually had legitimate time, the Muppets would all just kind of like talk with each other and be like, imagine Rolf would probably, like, I don't know, do karate or something. I don't know. I really like to think in this one he's like a mix of like martial arts and like just heavy artillery, just shooting all of the monsters of Middle Earth down. It's like those video games. If Rolf is gonna be Aragorn, he's got to go hardcore and prove that he can do it. And I think that Rolf probably killed someone. I'm going to be honest. I think he was in the army or something. If you look at his character, I swear there is dark things in his past. And I'm not saying he's not like the good guy still. I'm saying maybe it was like self-defense. I'm just saying I think he's done some stuff. I do. Look into his eyes. Look into his eyes and tell me you do not see that. They begin to attack. You pull out your machine gun, your rocket launcher, firing down at the gloats as they come. Honeydew comes up. Rolf, he says, that weaponry didn't exist in the Middle Ages. We're just going to have Gandalf be here. Oh yeah, we'll just have to say he left. What? You say? Well, where did I get it? I don't know, says Honeydew. Huh, says Rolf. Well, Better use this sword then. What even is this thing? This little stick with the little curly ball. How the heck would anyone use this? I'm not going to write that, but you all, that's part of the story. I don't want to subject you all to any more clicking, but that is officially part of the story. We'll just say Honeydew shrugs. Where's Gandalf? He mutters to himself. The orcs, the gloats, are trying to get over the wall. What do you do? All right, let's see how they fight. Battle at Helm's Deep, the wall. Rolf sighs. The gloats are a tidal wave of fury, and they are already scaling the wall. They are numerous, violent, and focused on breaking through. Speaking in my own voice, too, because he's not using the I. So sometimes it's in his voice, sometimes it's going to be in mine. If it's mine, like right now, my priority is stopping the breach. My rocket launcher is potent, but slow to reload. I need to coordinate our unique, chaotic Muppet strength to cover the wall effectively. Once the launcher is empty, I drop it. I pull out on my sword and rely on my enhanced dog agility and reflexes. I move low and fast along the crenellation of the wall. What the heck is that? Crenellation? I've never heard of that. I'll have to look it up later. Engaging the gloats who have already reached the top, I use a combination of click slashes to severe ropes and grip holds, and powerful non-lethal let me just change that. And powerful lethal body checks to shove them back over the edge. I focus on defense and killing. Bunsen, forget the laser. Use that big sausaphone. Aim it on the wall just below the goats and blast the loudest, most sustained, discordant musical note you can. Make them lose their footing with the sheer sonic assault. Hit them with some experimental jazz. I know that as artists, we shouldn't be replaced by AI, but I do admit sometimes AI does a lot better than I would think it would be able to do. That's not that unfunny. I mean, it's at least C grade what AI comes up with, which scares me because it's coming up with it in a second. I guess it's stealing other people's stuff. Still, I'm still impressed. I mean, it's amazing technology. Baker, don't just fire arrows. Aim for the eyes and hands of the climbers. When you run out of arrows, start throwing them rubber chickens. Okay, see, that makes me feel a little better. That was pretty weak. Although then again, that was a joke I also used just recently. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not that much better than AI. Hold the line, partners. We are not letting this show get canceled by a bunch of messy monsters. Woof. You continue to kill. Thousands and thousands of puppets die. But then you see a bright light. Gandalf rides forward. And he is with... Who is that? Oh, wait. No, we can't do that yet. There is one more thing we got to do before we do that. I almost forgot. Oh my gosh, that would have been horrible. But as you are fighting, you see a gloat running forward. He is carrying a bomb. And there's only one character. We needed him to come. I think anyone who ever knows anything about Lord of the Rings Muppets knows who this character should be. Crazy Harry Bomb Orc. I'll just call him the Torch Orc. Is that what he's called? He's like they've done a lot with that Torch Orc. That is a legendary orc. Crazy Harry comes running. He's going to blast the gates. Shoot him! Shoot him, Beaker! This should be played, by the way, in the most, intense way possible. You yell, Beaker yells too. Meep! Meep! He fires 1 shot, misses. Meep! Fires 2 shots, misses. Fires 3 shots, misses. And then Harry blows up the wall. And then I guess I did kind of spoil it a little bit. You begin decapitating orcs, gloats, left and right. And then you see it. Over the hill, a bright white light. It is Gandalf. He has arrived. And he is with Scooter. Gandalf! You yell. Now, continue. I just want to see what it says. Continue the victory over the gloats. Yeah, that's all we have time for with this group. We still got to do Kermit and Gonzo. The arrival of Gandalf and the riders is a signal. I focus my rage and my sword on the gloats, pouring through the newly blasted wall. I use my canine ferocity power. I think this AI is coming up with a lot of powers that I don't believe dogs actually have. I need to clear enough space for the riders to charge directly into the main host. Bunsen, Beaker, the light has come. Everyone now, we push out, follow my lead, and drive them back into the valley. As Gandalf rides down with the morning sun in his back, I let out a loud bark. This sound is a signal of victory. I leap down from the damaged wall, dropping directly into the mass of confused gloats that were pouring inside. I engage in a relentless sweep and attack, cutting through the hordes and driving them back out of the gate and into the valley, where Scooter and his riders are making their devastating charge. The battle instantly changes. The gloats who thrive in darkness and confusion panic at the sight of Gandalf's light and the thunderous charge of the riders. They break formation, scattering and falling into disarray, many fleeing right into the waiting swords of the Rohan forces. The fighting is hard and swift, but by sunrise, the valley is quiet. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and switch because I don't want to run out of time. Now let us switch to Gonzo and Rizzo's story. I'd like you to be in the point of view of Gonzo, using all the powers that he has. I don't know. I think he's a turkey. Yeah, I always thought he was a turkey for some reason. I don't know if that's like a general opinion or not. I don't know if that's really what he is. I think they've confirmed he's like an alien, though. But he looks like a turkey to me. I'm just going to say it. A blue turkey. Any questions? All right, let's just make sure I don't have a problem with it. Gonzo adjusts his ridiculous blue feathery chest. All right. I understand I was captured by the gloats, alongside Rizzo, while Kermit and Fozzie ran off and Rolf and company are chasing us. I have no questions. And by the way, I imagine that Gandalf told them that, Gonzo and Rizzo were safe and with who they will be with. We'll see. We'll see who they'll be with. You have been captured by gloats. They have you tied up. What do you do? How do you try to escape? That's a good one. I didn't put a period, though, there. That's okay. No, it needs a question mark. What am I saying? The perilous predicament of a blue turkey. This is completely unacceptable, Rizzo, I whisper hiss. A true showman should never be trussed up like a holiday centerpiece. We need a spectacle. We need an escape. The gloats are marching us hard, and they are tough. But there's a blue genius here at work. My primary purpose is stunt endurance and the ability to think entirely outside the box. The distraction. I start screaming at the top of my lungs, but not about the rope. I use my daredevil spirits to draw all eyes on me. Ah, stop! Stop this whole march immediately! My nose is sensing a massive imminent explosion. I smelled the specific concoction of cheap gunpowder and bad hygiene before. I don't know what this AI is talking about with this. Rope friction. Well, the gloats are momentarily confused by the threat of spontaneous combustion and ruination. Turkey thrash. I don't know. So he's going to try to burn off the ropes is what he's doing. He's kind of rubbing himself up against the rope. I'm not going to say all this. The plan sort of works. You are able to leave, but you are captured. Okay. So not at all. But you are captured, so not at all. It didn't work. Eventually, you and the gloats, you, Rizzo, and the gloats all arrive on the outskirts of the Forbidden Forest. I mean, Fangorn Forest. They punch you, kick you, and squeeze your nose. Which is the worst of all offense. Your nose. They want to eat you. Rizzo tries to calm you down. It'll be all right, says Rizzo. Says Rizzo. No. It'll be all right, says Rizzo. How can it be all right, Rizzo? Says Gonzo. Well, says Rizzo, we are together. And that's got to count for something. Just then, a gloat comes up. He tries to eat. He tries to eat you. But another gloat defends the two of you. He wants to send you to Waldorf and Statler to hear, because they want to hear Gonzo's material, mostly to make fun of it. But then, Scooter attacks. Now, with this distraction, what do you do? And how do you escape? So we already know they're going to escape. This is actually how they did it in the original Lord of the Rings book. I think they did begin with Aragorn, and then they went to Merry and Pippin, like, in between chapters. It was a weird way of doing it. It does work, though. And then they ended with Frodo, so that's what I've tried to do here. The rider of Scooter and the riders is the perfect, magnificent distraction I've been waiting for. While the riders are charging and the gloats are scrambling to defend themselves, I target the gloat who is defending us. Once the rope breaks, I don't run. I grab Yuzu and use my stunt endurance daredevil strength. I don't think that's a real power that a turkey has. Are turkey known to be daredevils? I get it. That's what Gonzo does. That is big and scary for the gloats to enter quickly. With a desperate push, I execute the Gonzo turkey tumbler stunt. I love that. Gonzo turkey tumbler stunt. I fling myself and Rizzo in a low tumbling arc, aiming for the densest, harder-to-reach path of undergrowth right at the end of the forest. The final concealment chicken call. Bark, bark! I call. It's an emergency distress signals of Camilla in the chicken world. I'm not expecting Camilla herself to show up, but hopefully the sound of the call will trigger some kind of natural avian chaos. Rizzo, hold on to your cheese. Am I doing Rolf's voice? Actually, I think that works. I don't know. I don't want to do Gonzo's voice. It's too annoying. The chicken call doesn't work. Camilla is still missing. Presumed dead. Yet, you and Rizzo head into Fangorn Forest. And you are almost attacked by a gloat. But luckily enough, comes to your defense. Bashing, smashing the gloat into a bloody mess. There has to be a lot. That's going to be the bad thing about a Muppets Lord of the Rings. There's going to be blood. A lot of blood and decapitated Muppets. The gloat's into a bloody mess. You look up. It is an int. Treebeard. Big Bird. So, yeah, I thought about this for a long time. I do think Big Bird should be Treebeard. As you all know from my previous Muppet Lord of the Rings, there is always at least one Sesame Street character in a Muppet movie. Well, there isn't always, but for the most part, there is. It's kind of a tradition. So I thought a long time about who should be the Muppet in this one, and I do think it should be Big Bird. Now, I don't have to do this. There are plenty of Muppets that could be the Ints. In fact, you could just make Muppet trees, which I think for the most part would be what it would be. It would just be Muppet trees. But I do want to, if I'm going to do this, I want to have at least one Muppet. I want to have a Muppet character playing, or at least a Sesame Street character playing one of the characters. Big Bird. What do you do? I want to see what the AI says to Big Bird. Gonzo and Rizzo scramble deeper into the dark. The Gulch is smashed. My daredevil spirit immediately takes over. This isn't just a friendly giant. This is a potential partner for my next act. I must establish communication quickly. Good day, Mr. Tree. I'm the great Gonzo, and this is my partner, Rizzo the Rat. Firstly, thank you for the magnificent rescue. The timing was impeccable, and I should know because I'm a bird, I think. A+ on the special effects. Okay. Are you ready to make show business history? Big Bird looks down. Aren't you little cute creatures? He says. Come, let me take you to my friends. Oh, and there's Gandalf. You look over at Gandalf, who is clearly alive. Money? Says Gonzo. Ian McKellen simply shrugs his shoulders. Honestly, you Muppets kidnapped my child, says Ian McKellen. I don't think Ian McKellen even really has children, but we're just going with it. So, yeah, I gotta be here. You nod your head. That sounds... Hey, they kidnap people. They kidnapped Jack Black once. If you didn't know, in one of the Muppet movies, they kidnapped Jack Black. That sounds like your gang. Big Bird leads the three of you. So that scene's over. Leads. I just wanted to establish that Gandalf told his friends that those two were okay. Leaves the wizard and carries you to his friends. They are peaceable creatures. Peaceable creatures who discuss numbers. It was really cute. I just remembered this. My sister's daughter, Frankie, is going to school now. It's like a little kid's school, but she's very young right now. She's like 3. But Corey tried to put on a Sesame Street for her, and she says, "I want to watch this. I want to watch something cool." Which it pretty much sounds like me when I was a kid. I thought I was too cool for Sesame Street. To be fair, Sesame Street is not cool. Sorry. It is funny. I mean, I do laugh at them. I'll give them that. I mean, the Count still definitely makes me laugh. I never even really watched Sesame Street that much when I was a kid. My mom found the Muppets too creepy. And like Sesame Street too. She found everything creepy. She doesn't even like Harry Potter or anything. She's not really a huge fantasy fan. There's an ABCs. "We will keep you here forever," says Big Bird. "And that way you'll be safe. But you, Gonzo, want to help your friends." "No. No," you say. "Please. We must stop Walter and Statler." Waldorf and Statler. How will you get... Let's see. Yeah. How will you get the trees to stop the 2 dark wizards? Convincing the Ints. And I think most of the other Ints would be, just Muppet trees. There are Muppet trees. I did look it up. I mean, there's Muppets of everything. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's more Muppets than there are people on Earth. I stop begging and use my daredevil spirit to tap into the very core. No, Bear, listen to me. This isn't about safety. This is about destruction. Those 2 miserable critics, Waldorf and Statler, aren't just making bad jokes. They're deforesting. They are chopping down your young cousins. They're using your actual family as fuel for their evil factories. Look at the mess. They don't care about the ABCs or the 1, 2, 3s. They are making the trees into charcoal. They are poisoning the water. They are turning nature into a terrible, smoky, unfunny factory floor. They are taking all the wood for their rocker-powered pogo sticks. That was Honeydew, but we won't tell Big Bird that. Oh yeah. That was Waldorf and Statler. Big Bird, you are a patient creature, I know. But these wizards have gone too far. They have attacked your home. It's time for the Int's revenge. But Big Bird says he doesn't want revenge. He wants love. You decide to use this to your advantage. Then let's go give our love to them, you say. Rizzo jumps up. What are you doing, Gonzo? He says. You whisper to him. Trust me, Rizzo. You say? I know I've made mistakes in the past. But this is my cannibal moment. Rizzo looks at you. And then nods his head. He will give you a chance. Big Bird, and you, and Rizzo. We'll just put a comma there. And the army of Ince. Oh, darn it! All right, well, it probably will get it right. We're not going to do Waldorf and Statler yet. I feel like they'd just be best if, like in the books, or at least where in the books this would have happened, they're not revealed till the Return of the King. Which, honestly, they are revealed in the Two Towers in the books, but it would actually be the Return of the King movie if it was like played differently. It's confusing, I know, but it makes sense, trust me. It's a classic misdirection, Rizzo. We can't fight with hate, but we can fight with an overwhelming physical demonstration of love. We're going to give those two rotten crickets a loving hug so powerful it demolishes their entire tower. And so, Big Bird and you and the rest set off. You reach Isengard, breaking through the gates. You start. Big Bird starts accidentally stepping on gloat. That's what happened the first time. He accidentally stepped on the gloat. He tries to hug the tower, but it crumbles. You hear, we'll do it from behind the wall, Walder and Statler. Behind the tower. It sounds like two critics. No! They shout. All this positivity! It's destroying us! And soon, Isengard is defeated. And now, we are going to Kermit and Fozzie on their adventure. And we are going to just head off. Now, we will be doing Kermit. That gives us 45 minutes. That gives us a good enough time for these two. And Fozzie's adventure. We'll be doing the viewpoint of Kermit the Frog with all his powers again. Are you ready to step back into the web feet? Do you have any question? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I like that. Gonzo gives one final triumphant blue turkey squawk as the fortress of Isengard is reduced to rubble by an overwhelming, affectionate hug from Big Bird. A magnificent victory for chaos and love. Alrighty. Okay, so now it is Kermit the Frog and Fozzie Bear for the last 45 minutes. That gives us plenty of time, too. That's wonderful. All right. You have begun petting the ring in the night. You hear the sounds of Fozzie's snoring. You want You want to put on the ring. You need to put it on. But you know that you can't. And then you hear it. A sound. Animal! 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 You get up and you see, and you walk over to the cliff edge. You see Animal walking around at the bottom. Fozzie approaches. I got an idea, he says. Sorry, that's a question mark. Waka waka? The two of you pretend to fall asleep. Then Animal approaches from the top of the cliff, climbing down at the two of you. The moon, shining brightly behind him. Animal, says Animal. Animal. He's coming. Okay, all right. I'm glad. That happens a lot. You'll like hit the mark and then the AI starts talking. Then the whisper, animal, animal. I wait until Animal is just I cannot do Kermit's voice for the life of me. I wait until Animal is, I'm just going to do my own voice. I wait until Animal is just inches away, focusing intently on the lump in my pocket. As Fozzie executes a loud, sudden waka as part of the falling asleep gag, I spring into action. I don't punch, I grab. I use my frog power of agility and grip to execute a lightning-fast leap, wrapping myself completely around Animal's chest and pinning them to the side. Fozzie, quick! Get the spare rope from the luggage. We need to tie him up properly, but gently. He's not an anemone. He's just confused. I think I just said anemone. He's not an anemone. He's confused. How's it doing over here, by the way? Any chat? Nope. Okay, we're all good. Thing good. All right. Animal, allowing Fozzie to do my amphibious grappling skills, successfully restrain the frantic animal, allowing Fozzie to tie him up without injury. Yes. You have captured Animal. The two of you keep heading down the mountain. Animal! Shouts Animal. Can he say anything other than Animal? Animal! You looked back at him. Pity enters your heart. You know the power of the ring. You turn around. Asks Fozzie. I'm going to free him, Fozzie. You say. You pull the rope off him. Rope off Animal. You. He then try. He looks sad. Animal? I guess this is the problem. He only can say animal. He says, yes, you say. We are animals. Will you take us to Mordor? Animal, says Animal. He then begins running. The two of you follow him. I hope you know what you're doing, yells Fozzie. Soon, the three of you, you can't help but love Animal. Animal was always Muppet. There's just such, like, chaos with him. He's so, like he represents, I think, all of us in a lot of ways. Me, I guess it's just, we're all Animal, right? We're all Animal. Okay, maybe you love animals a little. The three of you travel far. This is always a weird part of the script for me with The Lord of the Rings, like with Gollum, Frodo, and Sam. It's like a lot happens, but it's just it's a weird plot line from the other plot lines. I mean, it still works, but it's just it's a different kind of plot line than like Aragorn and Merry and Pippin's adventure, picking up fish from the rivers, eating potatoes, which Fozzie has a lot of jokes. You get really tired of them. But eventually, you arrive at the dead marshes. As you are walking, you see a light. You hear Animal warns you. Don't follow the light. He seems to mutter. I gotta give him some voice. If Animal's gonna be Gollum, though, he's gotta talk a little bit. He seems to mutter. You do your best, but you can hear the rhythm. And you start walking up to the water. You look down. There is a corpse, decomposing. You jump. You can't help yourself. You jumped it. And people talk about how J.R.R. Tolkien knew so much about Middle-earth and all, like, the races and all of the creatures in it. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't know, like, what the Dead Marshes were. I feel like he doesn't know as much as, like, people think he does about his world. Like, I don't think he knows what, like, all the names of the Black Riders, probably. And as you are deep in the water, you hear a song. Ma-na-na-na. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do. What do you do? Let's see what Kermit does. He is in a marsh. This is a pretty good place for him. As a frog. Ma-na-na-na. It's ma-na-na-na. The song is playful, but here, surrounded by the sunken dead and the cold weight of the ring, it feels utterly sinister. I start humming and croaking the most meaningful, simple song I know. It's not easy being green. I utilize my powerful frog legs to push hard against the marsh bottom, aiming to propel myself back towards the muddy bank. Fozzie, Animal, help me! The Muppet Show theme song is trying to kill me! Well, actually, I was thinking the ma-na-na-na, the ma-na-na-na Muppets. Everybody knows the ma-na-na-na Muppets, right? Was that a real song, or was that just a Muppet song? I think it was like a legitimate song that somebody made, and then the Muppets did it, and that's where it's known now. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look that up. You all have to look it up. I'm not stopping. We got to go. We're actually doing good now with time, though, to be fair. We got 35 minutes. Does Fozzie manage to find a way to pull me out? Animal jumps down, grabbing you with his mouth. He grabs your mouth There's a hand in there. I don't know. He brings you back up to the surface. Don't follow the light. He says. Just then, you hear a piercing sound. So I think the ball. One of the greatest things to me about the Lord of the Rings, especially as far as effects go, is those. I want to call them Balrogs, but they're fell beast. That's an easy mistake to make. I think even like the actors who were in the movie made that mistake. Although the movies themselves actually get it right. They do call them fell beast. And the only time it seems like they're not calling them fell beast is dialogue lifted directly from J.R. Tolkien. But the movies do get it right. They do call them fell beast. And see the fell beast flying overhead. And on top of them, a black rider. What do you do? Let's just see what he'd do. What do you do in that situation? Kermit gas, sputtering water. We're exposed, soaking wet, and have nowhere to hide on the open marsh. The rider can spot us easily from the air. I know I can't outrun a flying monster. I must rely on my most fundamental frog power. Oh, yeah, frogs can camouflage themselves. That's cool. Camouflage in complete stillness. Down flat, I yell. Oh, I love that, yeah. The black rider flies away. You all are safe. You now head to the Black Gate. You want to run right into Mordor. I really do think, people complain about the CGI in Lord of the Rings. There is not a single moment I've noticed that is wrong with the CGI even today. Even that troll, people say it's bad. I don't know. I think it looks wonderful. I mean, I think it looks magnificent. The only moment of CGI I kind of noticed was a little fake. There was the scene? Actually, it's the Dead Marshes. I thought the ghost looked fake, but it works. The way they did it actually works. They kind of make it like these stock images almost. It's really pretty scary. So I don't think there's really any particular problem with the CGI in Lord of the Rings, except maybe the horses. The horses of Rohan during the end scene was probably the worst bit of CGI. But even that, it happens so fast. It works. That's the thing. It's like they almost knew when the CGI was bad and tried to make it work. Especially like the Fell Beast, man. They talk so much about all the stuff they did behind the scenes. And I'm always like most curious about the ones that they don't talk that much about, like the elephants and the Fell Beast, because those things look amazing. I mean, when it's flying across the marshes, to this day, it's some of the best CGI I've ever seen. I mean, it really is. Or maybe it's just powerful. I mean, as far as storytelling goes and how it looks so real. We've never seen anything like that up to that point, except maybe like the Harry Potter movies. It's really good CGI. I guess today they're just too afraid to like put all that money into that. But Animal stops you. Animal! He shouts. You don't trust him, but he seems to know of another way. Into Mordor. You decide that you will have to follow him, even though Fozzie's against it. He only says the same thing over and over again, says Fozzie. Well, says Kermit. You only do the same jokes over and over again. Fozzie looks down, perturbed. He doesn't like Animal. The two of you head into the woods. As you are sitting, enjoying potatoes, you hear a noise. You and Fozzie look out into the forest. Snuffleupagus. So this is where I wanted to put Snuffleupagus as the elephants that attack, not to give anything away. I don't think it's really giving anything away. That attack Minas Tirith in Return of the King. I think Snuffleupagus will have his place there. You get a little peek of him now. A bunch of them marching towards Mordor. They are going to fight for Sauron. Just then, you turn around. You see swords pointed at you. You also look back at the Snuffleupaguses who are being slaughtered by the good guys. We'll just say, so it knows that it's not like a massacre, to stop them from aiding Sauron. You are surrounded by men with swords. What do you do? What would I do in this situation? Well, I mean, I could give him warts, I guess. I don't know. I'm a frog. What the heck am I supposed to do? It's not like I have that many powers. Oh, wait, I could poison them. I got, like, the poisonous touch. Hold, wait a minute, sir, says Kermit. We are travelers, just simple lost Muppets. We mean you no harm. We are not with those giant woolly things. Okay, yeah, all right, we get it. We are starving and lost. Just then, a voice says, Kermit? You look over. There is Walter Faramir. You have no idea who this is. Sorry if that's confusing. He runs up. Oh my gosh, I'm your biggest fan. So yeah, I always knew that Walter should be Faramir. I think they have both the same kind of they have the same kind of energy to them, if that makes any sense. I just think it works. I don't even really know why. I think because both Faramir and or is it Faramir? Well, we should be okay for the next 30 minutes. Sorry, that was my battery. Hold on. I had plenty of battery power in this. So I could turn off this light. See how dark that makes things. Yeah, that's okay. I think one light's all right. I haven't even plugged it in yet. Not gonna have much power if it's not plugged in. You have no, says Walter. Oh, please. We'll make it. I hope. We might want to hurry, though, just in case. I'm your biggest fan, says Walter. Oh, I watched all the Muppet. You nod your head. Again, don't know who this is. Come on. I'll show you. I actually really like Walter as a new addition. I hope he keeps showing up. I think he will. He's not anything super great, but I don't know. I mean, just the fact that he runs into walls is enough for me when it comes to a Muppet. All right, let's see what it does if I just saved by a fan. Oh golly, hello there, I croak. So how does he know? I guess he's famous from like his trip to Mordor. Oh, Walter, oh, my apologies, my friend. We've been through so much lately. The swamps, the dark night, the truly awful jokes from Fozzie. Look, this is a terrible place for a fan meeting. Too much blood and wool everywhere. We're on a very secret, very important production schedule, and we simply must find a place to discuss the sequel's casting before the director screams. We'll be going now. Thanks for the potatoes. Didn't give him any potatoes. Aye, aye. Walter won't let you leave. Soon you are taken. How many minutes do we got left? On this thing. Oh, we got an hour and 12 minutes left. Okay, so we're good. Walter won't let it. Soon you are taken to a cave full of autographs, full of your adventures, your trip against the Balrogs, your battle against the Balrog, against the Cookie Monster, your fight with the Black Riders, and even your adventure with the Manananas. Walter sits down. So, what do you think of the place? He says. You're becoming the biggest legend in Middle-earth. You nod your head. Yeah, but we gotta get going. You say. Animal agrees. Animal! Animal! He says. Oh, but you can't, says Walter. I mean, you can't. Please. What do you do with this huge fan? All right. I just want to see how it reacts. Actually, don't know. I didn't really plan jokes for this area, so. Walter, my friend, you're absolutely right. This is amazing. But think of the pacing. Think of the stakes. If we stay here, the whole plot grinds to a halt. It completely ruins the third act. I lean in close. The ring is required for the big finish. If we don't get to this volcano on time, it all stops. But Walter somehow gets the two of you locked in a room together. You and Fozzie. You must now escape this crazed fan. How do you do it? Just want to hear what it says, because I don't have any idea. We're almost done. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. Kermit slumps against the hard stone walls of the rock loom. Oh, golly, we are literally locked in. This is why you don't give exclusive interviews, Fozzie. Waka waka, don't worry, Kermit. I know a great Houdini joke, Fozzie says. Stuff you'd hear in nightmares. If I ever heard waka waka, I heard a great Houdini joke. Is that a thing? I don't know. Fozzie, we need to make Walter think his cherished collection is in jeopardy. Start fighting with me. Pretend to throw things. Yell about how much you hate the Mananana exhibit. Make a sound like you're snapping the wooden sword. While Fozzie is making a catastrophic rabbit, I focus on the bottom of the door. I use my frog contortion power. Okay. The ability of a frog to squeeze through impossibly small spaces, especially when highly motivated. Is that a true thing? That's so cool. Wish I had that power. Once I've squeezed out of the room, I will look for the simple boat or latch on the outside of the door and quickly unlock it, free it, Fozzie. Okay, Fozzie, start yelling about how much you hate my banjo playing. Go, now or never. The two of you run out. Walter sees you. Walter, okay, let's just say Walter doesn't see you. Walter is distracted. The two of you bump into Animal. Animal, he says. Con, you say. He looks at the two of you. You turn a little pink. Despite how green you are. You were planning on leaving him. That's an important moment in the film, I think. Because it makes it Golem's thing seem so much more legitimate. I think it does happen in the book, just not in the same way. Like Golem's at the river and Faramir's thinking of killing him, but Frodo kind of convinces him not to. But yeah. The three of you run out. Walter, as you escape, you hear Walter behind you. Hey, guys, where are you going? He says. I wanted to hear about Rainbow Connection. He does sing that at the beginning of this story, actually, or something like it. It's like he does sing it, so he would have heard about it, even if he's in Middle Earth. I don't know. The fourth wall doesn't matter in Muppets. The Muppets are they're all Deadpool, basically. I've never had a problem with the Muppets breaking the fourth wall because they are puppets, so I'm okay with it. They don't often, though, show the hands and stuff. I did, after I did this, I felt like I was kind of cheating when I said that when Frodo puts on the rings, he can see the Balrogs are just puppeteered by these people. That isn't really fair because they're, you're not supposed to do that with Muppets. And it's like, dang it. All right. But the three of you head off. Now you are in the forest. Frodo, Kermit, says Fozzie. Do you think anybody will tell stories about us? You look at him. What? You say? Yeah, says Fozzie. Like how Kermit saved the day? I like to think they'd make stories about us. Oh, you say. Who'd like to hear a story about a green frog and a fuzzy bear with bad jokes? Well, I would. says Fozzie. It might be quite the adventure. You look down at the ring. If we can even survive it. You say. Animal comes running up. Animal! And if you can't tell, this is going to be the ending, much like in the movie. Animal! He yells. You pet the ring beneath your shirt. You will not survive. You wish that in those stories about people journeying forth, that they would survive. You wish that those stories sometimes were real, that the people would get their happy ending, but sometimes things don't always happen like that in life. The story doesn't always end with a happy ending. And so you never know what your journey will lead to, or whether you'll even be able to survive it. All you can do is hope and trust in your friends. And that, my friends, is the journey. You look up at the dark mountains of Mount Doom. You don't know how much hope you have left. All right. I think we're pretty much there. We might stay for like 10 minutes just to see how everybody's doing. We don't have... No, we're not doing that. It would be quite an adventure. Well, Fozzie, you're right. It would be quite the adventure. A story about courage and persistence. Even things are messy and scary. Maybe that's the best kind of story. Animal, lead the way. Show us the secret entry. Fozzie, stick close. We finish this for the story and for the simple right to tell it. Kind of like that. End of part 2. There we are. Got done early. All right. So we'll be doing The Return of the King very soon. How's everybody doing out there? Does anyone want to say anything before we go? I want to say something. Christmas time is coming up, and I will probably not be making I will be making episodes, but I won't be like releasing any to the public. We're gonna do 2 more episodes for the year. Well, 3 more episodes counting this week. But there's going to be 1 this week and then 2 for next week. And then we are going to, gather back. I might even take a break. I don't know. I hope you all enjoyed this, though. I have a lot of fun with this. I love these kind of I just love like making the Muppets into Lord of the Rings. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a weird experiment. I know it's a little long. I hope all of you have enjoyed it anyways. I hope you all just enjoy joking around with me, and it's a great way to end the year off, I think. It's what I've always wanted to do. This is really kind of a personal episode. I've always wanted to make a Muppets Lord of the Rings, and believe me, if I had more money, it would be way more epic than even this. But we've had fun. We've had a lot of fun. I really think I did a good job with that pogo stick joke. That just came to me. Just bounced right into my head. I really liked Big Bird being Tree Bird, so sorry. And yeah, I guess that's it. We didn't even really get into Eowyn though, kind of falling in love with Rolf, but we don't need to. It's not. I don't even think that was a big part of the books. I think it was in there, but it's just kind of like hidden. There's a lot of things I missed when I was reading the books. That was one of the great things about watching the movie, because then when you watch the movie, you're like, oh, that is that's like that's like a big part that becomes like a big part of the movie. Things you don't even remember. You go back and read it, and you're like, wait a minute, that was in the movie. I didn't realize that was in the book too. I forget books really bad sometimes. There's literally books like I've read all the Charles Dickens books, but for the life of me, there's quite a few of them where if you gave me the title, I couldn't tell you what happened in them. But to be fair, I read them when I was like in elementary school, so like a lot of them I'm not going to remember very well. I might not have been elementary, probably middle school. Moby Dick was the first big book that I read. But let's just end there. We'll give you all a break for tonight. It has been a long time, and we've had a lot of fun. I was gonna do like yeah, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it by doing something that Gonzo never was able to do: bang the drum. So I got one here. This is the closest thing I had to a drum. But here we go. This is the end. And now to get things started. How does it end with the song? And the Muppets say goodnight. Like that. Feels so good. I did something Gonzo never was able to do.